Hey, are you having trouble reaching your first $1,000 in your business? Don't worry, we've all been there, and we're going to dig into it today on this episode of the MadeHerselfABoss podcast. So if you want to learn how to easily get to your first $1,000, make sure that you stay tuned. And
Break my soul. You won't break my soul. You won't break my soul. I'm telling everybody.
so welcome back to the MadeHerselfABoss podcast. You should know who we are by now, but if you don't, my name is Bree.
And I am Shy.
And we are here with the MadeHerselfABoss podcast, where we discuss mastering mindsets and methods to making more money.
Oh, yes. And this episode is juicy. So let's talk about getting to your first 1,000, right? A lot of times we see all over these social media streets and everywhere else that we should be doing the 10K months, the 5K months, the 30K months. But sometimes we haven't really even mastered the first K on a consistent basis. So why are we even going above and beyond when we haven't mastered where we are? So this episode is to help you master so you can go ahead and propel a little bit faster, okay, when you talk about mastering. But before we even go through the process of doing it and making it grace and ease for yourself, let's talk about what's stopping you from already doing that, right? I think it has a lot to play with the fear of failure. Let's talk through that, right? Like having the fear of, am I actually really going to do this? Is this actually really going to happen? And when it doesn't, how it feels to fail. I hate the word fail because everything is lessons learned. I mean, I know there's wins and losses.
To me, you're not failing until you just throw in the towel.
Yes.
That's when it's officially, it didn't go good and it's a fail.
Yes, I'm with that. That is a fail. But anything else, I believe it's lessons learned that help you along the way, right?
Yeah.
So I think about there can be guilt, right? There can be some shame in, if I don't achieve X, I'm going to feel like this. So why I feel like this, I'm just not going to do it anyway.
That comfort zone, man. Don't trust it. Don't trust that comfort zone. So there's that fear. There's that, that doubt. Can I even do it? It's not even, if I don't reach it, but I did try, X, Y, Z is going to happen. But there's a doubt that I just can't. And then you have to ask yourself, well, why did you even get into this business in the first place? Something inside of you thought or felt or just imagined, you know what, I can solve the problem. I can be the solution to this particular problem. Something about this where I want to be the solution to this particular problem.
Correct.
So when you think about the doubt, maybe it's not even your ability, because your ability can always grow and evolve. So that's a big indicator that it's something inside. It's a big indicator that you're denying yourself the opportunity, something that you really, really want, and that a little part of you does believe that you couldn't have, but maybe some outside things, some childhood things, some whatever things are getting in the way of that. And it's really, really important to explore what that is and bust through that barrier. Because that could be keeping you from getting your first $1,000 in your business, like that threshold, that first wonderful threshold.
And then mastering it consistently, because once you get it consistent, then it's like reaching new heights is nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Next step.
Right. I would also say find the facts in the fear. Whatever the fear is, find the lie in that. You know what I'm saying? Like what is true and what's not true, and then you realize, what am I scared of? You know what I mean? So find the facts and what you're telling yourself. Because then you'll realize a lot of the stuff that you're telling yourself is not really true. And most times fear is just trying to keep us safe. Like you said, this is something new. It's something that we haven't done before. So let's just stay right here. So like we said, break through that. And one of those ways of breaking through that is knowing the value of what you're doing, knowing the value of your offer, and knowing that someone will pay the price that is there. So let's talk about how we already canceled the sale before we even put it out there.
The way that you say things, I know it has everyone clutching their imaginary pearls. Like, what do you mean I canceled my own sale before I got it?
You already did. There's two ways that you do that. You do that by already thinking that nobody will pay the price for it. Whether it's $200, $500, $800, or $1,000 itself, you're saying that no one is going to pay it. Guess what? Nobody will pay it because you already thought it. Our thoughts become our feelings, becomes our actions. You get the whole point,
You
right?
already sabotaged it.
You already-
So yeah, not themselves sabotaging
Right.
their own sale before they even get it. That's crazy.
Yeah, so that is one way that you can do it. And the other way is when you're in the conversation with someone, you're in the sales conversation and you're telling them about your amazing stuff. And next thing you know, you're telling them the price and then you're saying something. So you'll say, oh, by the way, the price is $1,000. And you also you talk them in versus just saying the price is $1,000. Give the space.
Let them sit on it for a second.
Let them figure it out. Let them
Shy.
think.
That's so scary when you're first starting to talk about it. Your price. Oh my God. So you're saying that they should, what we're telling them to do. Because I learned the hard way. So going through my own sales calls, right? When you just drop it right there and just wait on them.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, there is sometimes a little pause. But usually right after that, because they've already come to you, if you've done things right, they've already come to you because they know or have a really good idea of the value that you give. And they want your service.
They self-selected
right.
you.
So they're going to be like, okay. Like more times than not, you're definitely going to hear, I've definitely heard of, okay, I can work with that. And you know, what's in their purse, what's in their wallet is technically not our business. And you know, it probably is okay, I got to go find where to get that. But it's still like a respect on your price instead of you lowering it out of fear or just feeling like you're just not going to get what you deserve or what it takes for you to perform this service in the first place.
Or the desperate energy, which never serves you or the person, or you'll never close the sale. But knowing the value of what you provide helps in those situations.
Yes.
So when that pause comes, you're giving them time to think through how are they going to make it happen. Let them guide the conversation after you drop it like it's out. You drop the price, right? You let them guide. So, you know, I'll even offer this tidbit as we continue the conversation is, let them ask for a payment plan. Don't offer, right? Go out saying, don't lead with that. Lead with this is the price. Let them think. Let them ask the question. Don't hurry it off. Proudly say this is what it's going to be to solve the problem that you can't solve on your own. Right.
And honestly, like the better you get at having the conversation, when you get used to kind of feeling it out, you're absolutely right. Like don't volunteer it, but like ask them back, like is there any reason, something you told me, is there any reason why we can't get you signed up today? And usually if the money is the issue, then they really want to work with you. They are going to put that pride aside a little bit and be like, yeah, just, I'm just trying to think of where I'm going to get that money. That's not saying you're not worth it. I'm just trying to figure out where to get that money. And then you may have the opportunity to present some other options if you want. But that was still, even though you kind of led the conversation, which you should know how to do or learn how to do in sales, they were still the ones who put that the price was the issue out there. You didn't, out of desperate energy, trying to get them to hurry up and sign up, put that out there for them.
Right. And never have a sales conversation in desperate energy or like you got to pay your bills tomorrow or you got to get, because guess what? You will never get the sale and that energy. All right, so let's talk through more of defining your offer, right? So in order to get to the sale, it needs to be crystal clear. Bree and I talk a lot about clarity to cash, right? And a part of that is knowing who you're serving, so your audience of one, right? Who is this offer for? What's the problem that you're solving? So when you're defining your offer, what is the problem that you're solving for them? What's the problem that keeps them up at night? A part of their fears, like that they can't solve by themselves, that they're having trouble solving by themselves. What is the problem, the true problem that you're solving? And it needs to be very specific, right? Once you're defining your offer. And then what is the solution to the problem, right? The solution that we have for the problem, what is that looking like? As you're walking through those things, you want to make sure that it's very clear. It's in their words. Mind you, you already been there, done that, got the t-shirt, and you're on the other side. They on the side that you were. So what was their mindset? What were the words that they used, right? That's what you want to start thinking and developing in as you're defining your offer. So what is the true problem that you're solving? And does it hit any of their pain points? Does it hit their, what does it do to the other part of their pain points? So what does it do to their mindset when they don't solve the problem? What does it do to their finances, their health and wellness, their fun and recreation? Like think about what happens in a deeper level when they do not solve this problem. That's where you want to speak to them as you're putting your offer out there to the marketplace or for the people that you want to serve.
Right. You're absolutely right. I mean, just asking yourself, how would their lives or would their situation be different if they were to come in contact with my solution? And just thinking about that can be on so many different levels. Like, I think people who offer services where someone would think of it as maybe like a luxury service, like not a bare minimum thing. Right. You know, it's not a eat, sleep, drink, food, you know, roof over my head sort of service.
Right.
And I'm sure people, you know, sometimes wonder, my service that's not necessarily like a necessity, but it's a necessity for somebody. Like, how do people charge so much for it? Or how do they go forward so confidently knowing that so many are going to say no because it's not a necessity?
Yeah.
And so you need to even speak to that person. That's when you want to really dig into your demographic.
Yeah.
So if it's something that's considered a luxury item, you are looking for a demographic, or your demographic in general is someone who's maybe already comfortable in those things and ready to step it up a notch. And so that's the way that you need to speak with them. You really have to dig deep into who would best, what is my service, the problem that they're solving, of course, because it's out there. It is. But, you know, who is that person? Who am I talking to? Because what we don't want you to get discouraged at and think you're not reaching this $1,000 is because people are seeing it but not doing anything. You're probably not in front of the right audience. And as you'll learn in some of our other content, it is a numbers game when it comes to marketing, getting in front of enough of your audience, the people who are actually looking for what you are doing, because that need is there. If you even thought of it, most likely that need is there. And getting in front of enough of those people, and then you can start like really getting to that money. So I say that to not only help you to not be discouraged, but to encourage you to do that much more research into the mind of that person.
Yes. And then don't say luxury, but you give him bootleg. I'm just saying, just so that we want to make sure that that's the thing. Don't talk luxury, but everything else that you're putting out is giving something totally different.
Yeah.
That is probably another reason why you won't be able to reach a goal that you desire, because something is off.
And make sure that price tag allows you to get that luxury, okay?
Exactly. So make sure we say that. And as you define and get clear, crystal clear, now you can build something that's irresistible to them, to whoever your target market is. Irresistible, like Beyonce said. You want to make sure it is, that they'll never forget you, right? And in order to do that, it takes the clarity that Bree just broke down for you to do. So make sure you're really doing that part. And when you're putting it out in the marketplace, because you've done your research, you know where they are. You know where they are in large groups. Why work hard when you don't have to? Get in front of them where they are in large groups and let them know that you exist so that you can solve their problem in a creative, cool way. And it doesn't have to be hard. It could be literally that simple. Think, okay, I have all the information of my people, where they are, their pain points. Let me go where they are. Let me take myself to them in a bigger group so that I can increase the amount of times that I can get to that $1,000 sale.
Right, exactly. Like, go to where they are, and that could look like, I mean, we talk about many ways different to market yourself outside of social media. That's speaking engagements, that's opportunities to vend. That's all sorts of things. So really do that research. Before you get to the money, you gotta do that research. See where they are so that you can get in front of them in mass numbers, like Shy said. And that reaching that first $1,000 will be easy.
Yeah. And then also thinking real quick before we go on break, let's talk through some like pricing things that you can do, right? So there's 3 types of pricing strategies that you can pick, which is best for your audience, right? We got the low pricing, we have mid-tier, and then we have high tier, which is when Bree was talking about the luxury high tier, right? So in the low, you're thinking anything, I mean, it could be subjective to people, but you know, in our world, a low can be anything, maybe 500 and low, what products, services, whatever that you have in that. And that can look like maybe a membership, easy membership. That could look like a product, some products. That can look like journals, which we do have, by the way. Get yours. You know,
get your notes.
Get your notes on, girl. It could look like all types of things. And you have your mid-tier, right? Your mid-tier pricing, price strategy, where sometimes you'll see in stores, like I think Macy's, you know how sometimes you go in there, there's always a sale going on, right? So you can always do that business model as well. Or you could do luxury or high tier things where things are maybe that are over $1,000. Some people will argue and say high ticket definitely starts at 10,000 or even 30,000, depending on who you speak to, right? So there's different things or different pricing ways that you can list it. But for the sake of the episode being for 1,000, if you're doing low, right, it takes 10 sales to get to 1,000. 10 things that,
depending on how you pricing it,
right, $100. 10 things at $100.
Right.
My brain fart. And to get you to $1,000. So that means you got 10 people buying something that's $100 from you, right? You can do 2 people at $500. You could do one person, which I like, one person at $1,000. Whatever you desire that to get you to $1,000 can do it. And when you get there, which we'll get to after the break, you'll start mapping out how you got that, and all you're doing is rinsing and repeating, right? So we just wanted to make sure you knew that information. And now that you know, we'll let it soak in. I know we talked about a lot. Bring your journal out or buy your journal, and we'll see you back from the break.
Ready to grow your business without the grind? Visit growthwithoutgrind.com, the go-to resource for women entrepreneurs. From digital products and exclusive events to practical freebies and must-have tools, we have everything to help you grow no matter your stage in business. Say goodbye to burnout and hello to growth. Find what you need at growthwithoutgrind.com.
All right, welcome back. We're glad you are here. So let's continue this amazing money-making conversation that we're having. And we're going to go into how to tap into how to get your clients, right? Especially if this is maybe your first time doing this, or you're already doing this, maybe you need to refine how you're doing this, right? So let's talk about how we're going to find these clients. Marketing, right? How we're going to get found. So what I want you to think about is, let's start where you are, your network.
You have to. I mean, honestly, for your first 1,000, that's the best place to just start. Who do you already know? Who you're already in contact with? Who is already within your reach? Yep. Chances are you already know someone personally who could take full advantage of the service that you're providing, or that person knows somebody. And girl, why is it that when we're in those stages, why are we so afraid to just be like neighbor, go to the people right beside us, or just go into our own phone contacts list.
You know how many sometimes we have contacts that we probably haven't even talked to in a while, or, oh, I forgot I had so-and-so's number. Let me reach out and start a conversation up and see what's going on with them. So definitely leveraging your personal and professional network right where you are. Asking for the sale. Sometimes that is simply asking, who do you know that I don't know that I need to know?
That means being direct. That means saying, "Hey, girl. So, I don't know if you remember me saying this, but I do X, Y, Z, and right now I'm looking to expand. Right now, I'm looking for excellent people who I can help. I just really want to help, and I'm really excited to do this. Do you know anybody who could use this? Or do you know anyone who's doing X, Y, Z, could use X, Y, Z? Right in our own phones. Money could be sitting right in our own phones, right in our own mailing list, right on our own followers list, on socials. And sometimes it is a matter of just being direct about it. People, I don't know why, but people see it and scroll, or people see it and don't say anything until they see you in person, right? Oh, I saw you got such and such going on. That's what's up. I like that. I know somebody, they'll wait until they see you, but it's totally fine. And another one of those things to break through your comfort zone with, to be very direct with the sale. The worst that they're going to say is no, and you will be no worse off than you were 5 seconds ago.
That part.
So utilize your own resources that you already have access to for free.
Go to where they are. We have this cool exercise that we do with our clients and our attendees sometimes called the money map, right? The money marketing map. And basically what that is a bunch of, not bunch, but some key categories that help you think through where are your people. So that you can place yourself in front of them. Because why get in front of one when you can get in front of many sometimes, right? Especially if your goal is fast. So think of what podcasts they're listening to, what books they're reading, what conferences and events that they're attending. Where can I meet them and introduce myself to them? Meaning that will help you get on different stages, different workshops, different opportunities. You can be a podcast guest on an episode that your people are listening to. And guess what? That's evergreen, so that they can constantly, no matter what, people are listening to your episode at any point in time. And they're being introduced to who you are and the amazing things that you do. So start thinking about that in that way, so that you can leverage getting in front of them and letting them know that your brilliance exists and you are here to help them. So think of that in all the many ways that you can do so. What trade shows are they at if that is where your target is? What stores are they shopping at? Because you can always bring up a brand deal or a collaboration with people that places you in front of them where you are being, that you can, get the conversation started, getting the relationship built, right?
Right.
So that is another way. I also want to start thinking about most times free, because building trust is important.
Yes.
Because most times, I'm not giving you my money if I don't know and trust you, or if I even like you, right?
It's the groundwork.
It's the groundwork. So it's the know, like, trust factor that we like to make sure people are doing. And that can be as simple as offering something free to get an email and a name to just start nurturing and building conversations with.
Absolutely. I mean, that's true. It was just that the fall off silence. I wasn't ready for that. Okay, so we obviously gonna cut where you said conversations with. What was that whole last sentence?
Oh, shoot. It was
about the freebies.
Yeah.
But okay. I really like that shot because the freebies are so important. Like just showing, hey, I'm willing to give you something, before you even invest in me. And that really builds that up. Sometimes it's a matter of just getting them familiar with you. Oh, yeah. What about just hopping on the camera or, for those shy girlies, that's okay. Because we live in like an AI stage, right? Creating some kind of video, some kind of post, some kind of something. Simply reminding people who you are and what it is that you do. Not everything that you put out there has to be salesy. No. Sometimes it could just be an introduction. Sometimes it could just be something to start a conversation so that other people know that you relate, you understand, that you get it, all those things when it comes to that problem or them or that life, the lifestyle, whatever that they're living in, that your services can be of assistance. Yeah. So really thinking about putting out value first, number one. You're in business to put out value. Yeah. You just want to be paid for it. But the desire should already be there to put out value. Yeah. So really thinking about what actions of value can you put out that's not like undermining your business. Whatever is left on that list is not undermining, the fact that you got to pay bills. Put that out there. That will draw people into you and it will get them to stay and it will get them clicking on those links. Yes. And get them purchasing and booking.
Yeah. And sometimes even when you think about your opt-ins or freebies, whatever you desire to say, you can think of what can sometimes solve an immediate problem.
Yes.
Right? What can give them a quick win where they're like, you know what? Let me keep going. Let me.
Will that help me?
Yeah, like you want them to brag about it. So when you're thinking about your freebie or your opt-in, think about what's a quick win that I can give them, right? Or how can I further educate them more? What are they in need of now that I can just support in this moment for them?
Right.
Those are some things you can think through as you are thinking about giving something of value to just get a name, an email, and it maybe an Instagram, social media handle, just to start the conversation, right? And it goes all well, and nothing goes even better if you then did all the work but you didn't follow up. Now, Bree is the team follow-up queen.
That part. So following up is important. And I'll be the first one to admit, I think I took a special interest in following up because I was that girly who was hesitant to do so at first. Just me being shy, just me be like, I don't know what to say now. I don't know how to like keep this good energy going after I've already gotten someone's attention. Yeah. So I had to start getting creative with the follow-up. Number one rule, just to put the basics out there, and Shy will tell you as well, when you've had the chance to make a good connection with an individual especially, make sure that follow-up, that email, that text back, that phone call is within 24 to 48 hours. That's when a lead or a friendship or a connection or whatever is still hot. Not that it can't be rekindled, right, at any time. Like, don't be afraid to do that too. But that's when it's still hot. Usually someone who's willing to take action with you, they're interested right now. You don't want that opportunity to pass or just something to get in their way of that. But when it just comes to the general public, after they have interacted with you online or like in maybe a broader space, you didn't have that many chances to connect with them the way that you wanted to, but they're in your system somehow. Following up with emails, following up with whatever creative that you can do is wonderful. why Shy keeps saying that it's my favorite thing, right, is because there was a point in time I was not playing about my email list. I was not. If you met me in person somewhere, why did I already have like a I was collecting emails. Who does that?
Already.
Who does that? Who collects emails?
Have little secrets going.
Right, a phone number, a DM or something. I was like, oh, what's your email? Because I already had a mailing list, right? And the first thing that they get when I would ask them like, oh, can I have your email? I'm like, yeah, whatever. When I put it in my mail client, which was MailChimp at the time, they automatically got an email saying, hi, so it was so nice meeting you, like pre-written. Because I wanted to have this conversation going at a time when I wasn't shy. And when I don't feel like doing it, I want the automation to do it for me. It was so nice meeting you. I would love to continue talking about what we were talking about. Here's the way to contact me. And, let's follow this up. And I was growing my email list from people that not just opted into me, but that I met in person or that I interacted with. Oh, why am I not doing that right now?
See, now we're thinking the things we need to do back to it.
Right, but like she found that so cool, and a lot of people found that so cool. So I say that to say, for you shy people, for you people who are just kind of slow to go ahead and do that, there are ways to automate your follow-up, kind of forcing you to do it, and it still doesn't feel like not personal.
Yeah. All right. So Brie just broke a lot of stuff down, but just for the sake of recapping, we want to make sure that you're getting the process, right? It starts from what you think and believe to be true to make this happen. Once you do that, you're going to make sure you are crystal clear on who your offer is for, defining your offer, the problem that you're solving, and the solution to the problem, right? You get clarity on all those things. Then you're going to come down and you're going to find your client. Marketing 101. Where are they? Where are your people in large groups where you can place yourself in front of them? How are you leveraging your personal and professional network to get to make sure people know that you can solve this problem, right? How are you using social media to make sure that you are communicating your messaging, right? Communicating with them that you can solve their problem, that you are resonating with them, you understand them, you've been there, you've done that, right? And you can help them through this, giving them transformation. And now let's talk through some sales tactics. No, not sales tactics. I don't know why I can't
just start over there.
Help you out.
Start it again. And now let's just talk through some sales tests.
Sales tactics. Got you. Now let's talk through some sales tactics that can help you as you're going to already get to this $1,000 thing faster than you could by yourself, right? So there's a lot of things that you can do in sales tactics. Now, one of those things is we love to do sense of urgency, right?
Of course.
You want to put some fire, some pep in their step, right? When they're doing it. So you can say things or do things like limited time offer for the next 5 people. I only have 3 spots, things of that. Or if you're doing a flash sale, only until noon, you can get X, Y, and Z off, or whatever those things are. You could put parameters where it makes people like, oh my God, let me hurry up and get this.
Right. Let me not waste any time. Let me call. Let me have someone cash at me really quick.
Yes.
You'll be surprised when you have conveyed that value. People are just waiting for opportunities like that. But let me go ahead. So I'm actually glad that you mentioned some of those things, because we do go over that in our quick cash strategies.
Oh,
we go over those on our quick cash strategies. We have them on our brand new part of our site, growthwithoutgrind.com. And let me tell you how they work for me. It wasn't my first $1,000, but I raised $1,000 in 24 hours.
Quick.
Using those quick cash strategies on a limited time. You'll never see this offer again. Sort of situation. And they jumped on it, and that showed me so much. It showed me people are looking.
Yes.
People are looking. People are learning. People are learning the value of what's being offered, and they offer you too, and they are waiting. Some are waiting for the opportunity. Some are either getting up the junction and just go ahead and submit that inquiry, or some are just lurking and waiting for that opportunity to go ahead and take advantage and to go ahead and get your service. So that's awesome.
That's so good.
We can't forget that.
And the thing is, Brie just kind of slowly said, we can never control when a person will say yes. But what we can do is make sure that we're always consistently providing value and showing value. Because like the people who hopped on it, that might have been let me try her before I really buy her or really invest in her other packages, right? And then they had the limited time offer and they invested and they were like, mind blown. So then it ended up being a bigger sale, right? So think of it that way too when you're doing that. But yes, definitely get the cash strategies, because those are some powerful strategies that can walk you through some major cash. Right now.
Why didn't we mention that first for the first $1,000?
I know, we walking you through the whole. But look, at least you know we thorough. We walking you through the process.
Yes.
So you have a clear understanding of what it's going to be. You can also leverage your testimonials and social proof, right? Sometimes people need to know that somebody else has done it in order for them to buy it and opt into it, right? So using your testimonials, video, written, leveraging video probably more than written, but either or, it doesn't matter. They all are solidified, and using that to help in your social proof and your case studies. And you can say, oh, for the girls who started, what if I don't have any yet? So this is what you do. Bree and I love doing betas. We test things before we truly invest in things to make sure it's worth our time, but making sure that it's worth the time for the people who need it, right? So you can beta test things, and we didn't say free, but you can beta test things and make sure that the requirement for them getting the lower price for it, if that's what you desire to do, because you can or you cannot, you don't have to. I need the testimonials. Let me know how this felt for you. Let me know how this did wonders for you, right? So that is a way to build up. Oh, and guess what? Who's the number one case study? You. You've been there and done that and got the t-shirt. Case study yourself and walk people through how you made yourself a boss in your way, right?
That part. No, but she's so right. I mean, especially for us service-based girlies, we're using some knowledge base, on top of other tools, but we're using some knowledge base. So share some of that. I was here. I did this. Now I'm here. Now I can help you.
Yeah.
I mean, and it could be that simple.
Yeah. Especially in the world of everybody's a guru or everybody's this and everybody's that. Leveraging that has you stand out a little bit more because you have real things, even when you use yourself, because you're showing people, look how I got here. Can you imagine what I can do in your business or what I can do for you, whatever the service is?
I did all the wrong things already. Now I can just show you the right things. I made all the mistakes for you.
Right. Just work the wheel that's working. That's all you got to do. So leveraging testimonials is a powerful way as far as getting to the sale quicker and a lot faster. So leveraging those things. Okay. So let's talk about the last thing you can do to get to the sale is nurturing. Nurturing is basically building a relationship, connection, right? It's important in any ship you got, right? So how are you going to be nurturing your things? We talked about the freebie and the opt-ins, right? When you have your freebie and opt-in, they're now in your world for you to nurture through email. What is that sequences looking like for you? What are those touch points looking like for you in your whole process? So emails, are you DMing them? Are you calling and you're texting them? What does that even look like? And when you're DMing, I preference voice memos over writing.
People love, let me tell you, that's a little tidbit. That's a key right there. That's a little gem, because we've been doing that. It was Tri's idea to do that. We've been doing that for like a couple of years now. People, when they come to the events, always mention, I love that you DM'd me. That made me feel special. Like, you DM'd me, you knew my name. You went through my page and on my name and what it is that I sell. That really speaks volumes to people, that you are not just someone who's just here to collect the money. You're here to build relationships and to build connections. So just sending a personal voice message to someone, hey, just wanted to follow up, and you can talk a little bit about whatever they did to interact with you. That actually means a lot, and that conversation can keep going and turn into something.
Yeah, absolutely. So those are some things that you can do as far as when you're getting to the sale for your offer, no matter the price point of it. So let's talk really quickly about how we got everything set up, we all ready, and sometimes the sale didn't go through, right? Because that does happen, right? Like I said earlier, you cannot control when people will say yes. You just control how you show up and stay top of mind. But let's talk through some of those obstacles, because that does happen. It happens for us too. It happens for us too. So when that comes, you want to stay resilient, right? Bree talked about the 48-hour rule. Every time a person takes an action, within 48 hours, you want to be on top of the next step or the next thing or the next follow-up for them, right? And sometimes when you don't make the sale, there are times where you need to pivot. And there are times where you need to just say, you know what, that's okay. I'm here when you're ready, because you're not here to convince anybody.
Right. Don't let that desperate energy creep in.
You are not here to convince anybody, but you will stay top of mind and you will follow up until they say, no, I'm good. you stay top of mind to them and still offer the value, but not to convince, but to stay in relationship with them. So I want to make sure that you know that a part of the sales cycle, a part of the things are going to be getting the no's and the things that are not going to happen, but you can continue to push through. You can continue to keep yourself in front of people. You can continue to be that resilient person that we know you are watching this right now, so that you are getting to the sale. You can back into the number. So watch another episode for that. You can back into the number to see how many more people you need to get in front of to get to the yes. And you can just make sure that you are knowing that you are providing amazing transformation for people. Stay in that energy as you continue to keep pressing forward. And that is how you're going to be mastering your first 1,000 on a consistent basis.
We gave a lot.
I mean,
we gave a lot. These are tried and true things.
Yes.
These are things that we tried ourselves. These are things of what we know has worked.
Yes.
So we just pray and give you all the good luck. We hope that you have taken lots of notes in your MadeHerselfABoss journal, and really thought through your process of how you're going to get to your first 1,000. If you have any questions, concerns, you just need a little bit of extra support, first go ahead and check out growthwithoutgrind.com. You can also reach out to us in the DMs.
We all in
bonus points if you watch this and you send us a voice memo.
That part, you will get.
That's how we know that you really listen.
Like, through.
But we are here to support, and we are so excited to see you on the next episode of the MadeHerselfABoss podcast.
Yes.
Take care.
Bye, girl.